Wow. Oh. Oh. All right. So, B-Movie Euphoria Live. We are doing the thing that everybody's been talking about lately. We've seen memes all over the place. Wherever you go, wherever you look. And me and Alex were like, well, we gotta see this. We gotta see this movie about Joe and his tiger, and we just have to. There's so we saw it.
Yeah.
And the movie today,
Tiger Joe.
Tiger Joe.
This is what everybody's talking about, right?
Yeah, this is the right one. This is the guy Joe with the tiger hat, and he likes tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there aren't any tigers in it except for one tiger, and then it immediately runs away.
After they shoot at it.
This is the movie, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this isn't the Tiger King, but this is Tiger Joe,
which I think more people should watch.
Yeah. Like, okay, great. We get to see a guy who owns a lot of tigers and kills some of them and is also gay, and some guy shoots himself in the head at some point. Great. That's wonderful.
But the trials of Tiger Joe and his faithful companions,
yes.
Midnight and Kia, and Datu.
We haven't even talked about Little Man.
Little Man.
And Little Man.
And Little Man. And Effeminate Fatso.
Yes! Who is their boss, I think. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get into Tiger Joe, because we're not talking about the Tiger King. But Tiger Joe is a...
It's a Nam movie.
It's definitely... Nam is going on at the time.
Well, I think it's post-Nam.
Okay, but... it's after Nam. It's around Nam. It's Nam adjacent.
Yes.
And so Tiger Joe is like a gun runner, I guess.
Yeah.
And he has this crew of other kind of criminal typey guys. There's Midnight, who is the strong, silent,
talking dude.
And then there's Little Man, who's just kind of an asshole, kind of a Danny DeVito.
Yeah, he's kind of a racist.
Yeah, there's a lot of racist talk.
He has that dub voice that you hear in every dubbed Italian movie ever, and it's usually the gruffer, manly dude types have this same dub actor who's like,
yeah, you recognize this movie or this voice from like
Paul Smith's character in Pieces has its same voice.
Yes, exactly.
I'll be sure to be done with that the shrubbery as soon as I can. I'm not getting paid by the hour.
Yeah, I'm sure he's like been in at least 800 Italian dubbed movies. But by the way, this is an Italian movie. Tiger Joe is from Italy. Not the actor. I think David Warbeck is actually English. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's English, but he was in a lot of Italian movies.
Yes. So this is an Italian film directed by Anthony M. Dawson, which is not his real name.
It's actually Antonio Margheriti.
Yes, who also made...
Invasion of the Flesh Hunters.
Invasion of the Flesh Hunters!
A.K.A. Cannibal Apocalypse.
Yeah, and I feel like these movies were made right around the same time, maybe with some of the same people and some of the same sets, because I read that this was shot in the Philippines, made to look like, Vietnam. Vam. Vam is the new shortening of Vietnam. Yeah, Vam. Yeah, so, okay. Tiger Joe is a gun runner type. He has a crew of his friends, his buddies, and they...
Tim, Midnight, Little Man, and his effeminate Fatso boss.
Yes, who I don't remember his name.
I think I'm just calling him Fatso. That's what they called it.
Move
it, Fatso!
Move it, Fatso! But he's their boss. He gets them the jobs. He's like their Charlie. They're from Charlie's Angels, And so he sends them on this mission, I think, and I don't really know what they're doing. not a lot is really clear, but they're running something somewhere.
They got some guns, and they're gonna drop them off to some
bad
guys,
people.
and well, they're good at heart.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So Tiger Joe, he's not a good person at all. Like, even throughout the movie, he doesn't really do anything good. He saves people and he's nice sometimes, but most of the time he's just a drunk asshole throughout the movie. Anyway, okay, I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but Tiger Joe, he's running guns from one place to another and his plane crashes, right?
It gets shot at.
He gets shot at. He goes down.
Big raid. His clientele gets killed, and he has to escape, and his plane gets shot down. So now he's in the woods.
Yes. So here's a little. You can see his plane kind of crashing into the water right here, and this is Tiger Joe right here. We don't know about her yet, but we're
getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
So he's crashed. He is taken to like a prison camp kind of thing, and he's very cavalier about being captured, and he's very like, well, I guess I don't have any cigarettes, but and then he sees another prisoner just flop down, probably dead, and he just starts going through the guy's pockets and like rifling through stuff, and he's like, oh, well, I guess you don't need these. And then the
cool dude this movie's following.
Yeah. He's just kind of he's just a piece of shit. And then his captors come in and they take care of him, and with them is this girl named Kia.
Yeah.
And she starts like bandaging him up, and he's like, "Oh, you speak English, don't you?" And immediately starts hitting on her and starts, like, what's a nice girl like you doing in Vietnam? And she's just very dismissive of him. But the whole time, that scene I thought was very interesting because she's basically, every once in a while he's trying to be really cool, but then she'll just like tighten something, and because he got injured and she's fixing him up, and he'll just go, ah, ooh. So they'll just be talking and she's behind him and he's just like, ah, ooh. So it just seemed like, I don't know, it seemed very, it seemed like a sexual scene to me from the other side. But anyway, how does he get away from them? Or does he just team up with them?
Yeah, they're just holding him captive for security purposes, I guess.
Yeah.
And then their party separates, and he ends up with just her and her friend Dadu. Okay. Yeah, so everything gets fucked up. In this movie, there is a lot of helicopters flying in and shooting at people. That's the one thing that you can count on in this fucking movie. There is 100 scenes of a helicopter coming in, you see it up through the trees, and then people start getting shot. And then a lot of people are like, ah! And they have some really great canned Vietnamese screams.
Yes, there's so many.
Ow!
Oh! There are at least 10 scenes of just like pure bloodshed where helicopter and then just a whole, like, a group of 5 people at the same time will go, ow! Ow! Yeah, just fall over. And it never gets old. That's why it was so good. It's sad, obviously, because people are dying left and right, but the way they're dying is so funny. I couldn't stop watching it. But anyway, the Tiger Joe gets away from his captors or something. Oh no, there's also, I wanted to talk about, it's Datu, right?
Yeah.
So Datu and Kia have this really weird relationship where she's known him for a really long time, and that's her like buddy, and she trusts him or something. She tells Tiger Joe something like that, and she's telling him all this stuff.
and they're about to make out and like, you know, start sucking face, and then you see Datu out in the corner. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And by the way, Datu has great bone structure, and he's actually a really handsome man. I'm not gonna lie about that. Finally, they're catching fish. I'm jumping ahead, aren't I?
No, I think that's about where they're on their own.
Okay, yeah, they
find like a house that has cobras in it.
Datu finds them a house. He's like, I have found a house. And I'm like, okay, let's all go to this house. And before they get to the house, they are fishing. Or is that before? I don't.
That's after.
Okay. Oh no, they do find the house. They go through the house. There's a cobra on every floor of this house for some reason. They're just going through floor to floor, and then every floor has a new cobra. At one point, they pass a cobra, and it's just kind of like swaying back and forth, like it's on a stick.
I'll be here later.
I'm waiting for you. Just come back anytime.
Kia finds a dress, and
yes, okay.
She's playing.
Yeah, she tries on a dress, shows it off to Tiger Joe. Tiger Joe says something like dismissive, probably, because he's
like, I didn't recognize you without your armor on.
Oh wow. But yeah, because she's just wearing normal clothes usually, but when she wears a dress, then her armor comes off. Yeah. Anyway, she gets a hard on for Tiger Joe. And
who wouldn't?
Yeah, and she tells him all about Datu and Datu.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they start making out, and then the next day they go fish. Datu, Tiger Joe, and Kia, and Datu's like, "Well, I'm gonna kill Tiger Joe. I'm gonna stab him with his spear because he's got rippling muscles, and so do I, but." I'm going to stab him right here and now. And then there's this like, what the hell? I don't know. And then Tiger Joe slips on a rock, and then he's sliding, and then he falls down a waterfall. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
And then a whole squad of soldiers shows up and starts shooting at them.
Yes. Again, a new helicopter shows up, starts shooting at them, and then 15 more guys die, who I didn't even know were there. Somehow they come out and they're like,
There's just always a truckload of soldiers just around the corner in Vietnam, no matter where you go.
Yes! There's always a helicopter coming, there's always a truck coming, and then bloodshed. Anyway, things just kind of slow down and I thought it was getting kind of boring, and then we get back to midnight. Finally, we get back to them boys, because it was just Tiger Joe on his own. And I'm sorry, but Tiger Joe can't carry a movie. He can't. And so we get back to
Fatso, the little man.
Oh, that's the thing. Fatso finds out that Tiger Joe is not, something's happening in the jungle. And he's like eating 20 plates of food at the same time. He's eating like a chicken.
He's trying to out-eat Joe Don Baker.
He's eating... He's just eating every fucking thing, and then he gets some kind of message that Tiger Joe is in trouble. He's like, oh, I can't handle that.
We gotta go rescue him, Bobby.
We have to rescue Tiger Joe. He's important to me. And so he jumps on a plane, and the guy literally says to him, he's like, oh, are you trying to die? Like, going out to that jungle? Like, are you literally trying to kill yourself? And he's like, oh, nothing will happen to me. And it's like, yes, it will. You're a big piece of shit. You're just a big target. Someone's going to kill you immediately. But still, he's an endearing character, and I'm glad he comes, so that's good. So we have Fatso. We have Midnight comes back, finally. Midnight just has all the great lines. All the great, just, like, scenes. He's super nice to all the kids.
Vietnamese villages.
Yes. So there's this group of really great people that at one point they decide they're going to save. See, this movie did not make a lot of sense, but at
In
one
Vietnam, there's some people who are just trying to kill the other group.
Yes.
And it's all down to
down
nationalism versus communism and all that good geopolitical stuff.
It's down to, can Midnight Joe
Midnight Joe.
Can Midnight drag Tiger Joe through this movie and make some things happen? That's what it's down to. So anyway, there's this.
They try to rescue him.
Yes.
They crash. Now they're all stranded in the woods.
They're all
screwed.
screwed.
The jungles.
Yeah. Now everybody's getting shot at. Everybody.
There's dudes with flamethrowers coming after them.
Holy shit! There were some really impressive war weapons in this movie. There was
grenades, there's plastic explosives. Tiger Joe shoots a cobra and a guy at the same time.
Yeah, that was an incredible scene.
He lines up the shot.
That was in the house, too.
Yeah.
Cobra house.
Yeah.
And they're killing people. They're trying to kill the people that are killing them. And Joe sees a dude, and then he sees a cobra, and then just pow, pow, head, explode. But God, I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, Midnight's back, and he's just a huge, lovable, amazing guy, and you want the whole movie to be about Midnight, and just forget about Tiger Joe and his bullshit attitude. All right. Anyway, so they decide, or they find out, they're like, okay, we have to save this village. How are we going to save this village? We need to blow up a fucking bridge. Did that make sense to you? Because I didn't understand it.
Well, I think they establish early on when they're hiding under a bridge that's how the enemy's getting around is by transporting everything across the swampier areas with those bridges.
Okay.
And that's why they got all those big trucks and they're transporting troops and ammo and equipment.
So that's how they get
to combat the villagers who don't have a lot of that.
And all the helicopter fuel.
All the helicopter fuel. All the trucks they show up in with 20 strong.
Yes, with at least, usually there's it shows 10 guys, and then there's 50 that appear suddenly. So, there's the big mission to put a bunch of plastic explosive on this bridge, to blow up the bridge. And then I think that's pretty much it. We do see a lot more death, and a lot of characters that we fucking love. We get to see them die. So, yeah, thanks a lot, Tiger Joe, for showing us all these really great characters that we love, and just love to enjoy. By the way, here's a picture of
Tiger Joe squaring off against that snake.
Tiger Joe killing a snake.
That shot.
Yeah. I'll try to get that. No, it doesn't work. Anyway, I saw someone do that on another video. They put their hand on there, and then it focuses on it, but I don't think it works. Anyway.
There's a great fight scene between Tiger Joe and Midnight.
Yeah, Tiger Joe and Midnight. Midnight gets really emotional in this movie.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, because he's like the emotional anchor of this entire film that didn't really deserve one in general, but it's given one in Midnight who just loves all these kids, and he's just a big, funny guy. He cares about...
He even loves the dude who calls him all the horrible racist slurs.
Yeah, basically Little Man says every racist thing in the book to Midnight, and then they're the greatest friends. And we're gonna do one spoiler. Little Man does not make it. And when Little Man dies, it's one of the most beautiful deaths ever put on screen.
Even though it happens off screen.
Yeah, it's insane because suddenly, unbeknownst to the audience, the people watching, Midnight and Little Man absolutely loved each other because Midnight is losing his fucking mind while Little Man is dying. he is like, little man,
don't you die on me,
little man.
He's like carrying him through the jungles.
Yeah.
They make like a little rickshaw for him, and Tiger Joe's like, we're not gonna get anywhere on this. And he's like, that's fine, I'll carry him.
Yeah, he is gung-ho about saving every human life, and he feels the emotional pain and weight of death. And that's something that you would not expect in Tiger Joe. And that's why I applaud. I started applauding the movie, and then I realized the more Midnight was like becoming like, oh, look at what a great guy he is. I'm like, oh, they're going to kill him. Of course they are.
Yeah.
But I don't want to ruin anything. So maybe they're not going to kill him. Never mind. I think that's pretty much it. There's some other really good scenes. There's a lot of great scenes in it. A lot of
Little man is dying, and Midnight's holding him, and then the tiger shows up.
Oh, that's when we get a tiger. We actually get a tiger in Tiger Joe, and I thought while we were watching it, I thought it was going to be a great moment in the review where I could be like, there were no tigers in this, but of course there was a tiger.
For like 10 seconds.
And then they shoot it, they shoot at it, and then it runs away. But yeah.
You keep thinking it's going to come back because you keep hearing it growling, but it never does. There's just a fight scene between Midnight and Tiger Joe.
Yeah.
And there's that great raid on the bridge with the explosions.
Yes.
And I'm going to assume they're miniatures because it's an Italian movie, but they look really, really, really good.
Yeah, the bridge looked incredible. The explosion of the bridge and the whole setup looked really good.
And it's a train on it, so it like slides off of the bridge into this river. Flames going everywhere, engulfing the train.
Right. And it was just an incredible scene, and there were a lot of... There's never really a moment where you get bored in the film, which is, to me, that's...
all you can ask for.
That's really all you can ask for, especially from an Italian movie, because I wasn't expecting much, but I think Tiger Joe really knocked it out of the park. I can't find it anywhere streaming right now, which is kind of a shitty thing to do. It'd be like, hey, we watched this movie, it's pretty good.
Have fun finding it.
You can't find it anywhere.
Just not even a DVD.
No, there's no DVD, but yet again, we are doing something that we usually do, which is try to promote movies
that need DVDs.
That need to be put out there. And I think this is the perfect time. Any of you distributors out there, I think we all know of another Tiger Joe that's pretty popular right now. Why don't we put out this one, do a little cross promotion, maybe get Joe from prison to do a little promotion of it, and I mean that's all you need.
I bet it'd sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, I think it would too. I think it had another name too.
Oh, it had to have had another name.
It had like 8 other names.
It was like in Italy. It was probably like Il Tigre Inferno or whatever.
Yeah, it was something. If you looked it up, it'll be a completely different name than Tiger Joe. But still, this is a quality movie, and there's tons of shooting, dying, where it's just kind of like very apathetic dying. It's just like and then kind of a nice love story, but you don't really want Tiger Joe
to end up with Kia.
No, because he's a piece of shit. But overall, I'd say Midnight the movie is really good. If you can re-edit this somehow so that Tiger Joe is just like a side character and Midnight is the driving force, then I'll watch it again. But in the meantime, great movie. Fantastic. Really happy. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Good suggestion for today. All right. So, I did just find my signed picture of Sid Haig rolling around with Pam Grier, if that means anything to anyone.
That's our tribute to Sid Haig.
Yeah.
For this year. Rest in peace, buddy.
Rest in peace. Thank you guys for watching another B Movie Euphoria Live. I hope all of you guys are staying safe. And if you guys have any requests of anything you'd like us to watch,
tell us, and we probably won't find it.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure this will be very hard to find for anyone, but it's very good. I really liked it. And rest in peace, Midnight.
Yes.
Uh,
Also, we're working on a documentary on B-Movie Euphoria right now, so look for that in the coming weeks, because if there's anything that we love doing, it's being more egotistical about what we already do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You'll be sure to love it.
You're going to like it.
You're going to like it.
You're going to like it a lot. Stay safe.